All systems ready.
Hey everybody, this is the Master Rules Lawyer coming at you New Year's Eve for our last video of the year. Probably going to be my last Yu-Gi-Oh video for a little while. Probably after here in a few days, I'm going to be going radio silent for a little bit. I've got some family issues that are going to need to be focused on, and so I will be gone probably for at least a month, but I will be back for anybody happen to be discovering the channel in that meantime. But before I take that little break, I wanted to take a look at the 25th anniversary tins, and surprise, I think these are actually finally a good investment. Now, I preface this with saying that I bought a case of these on Black Friday, and I think they were I got a little bit better of a deal then. I think maybe they were like $15 cheaper, maybe around that time. But I also, got to take advantage of the Black Friday deals that were surrounding this Black Friday, where we got the store credits and everything like that. So for me, this was a particularly good deal. It's finally gone and paid off. I think I went and used the store credit that I used that day to get a quarter century effect Veiler for like $20, which is another investment that is seeing some dividends right now. But just for people who are thinking about investing in this product now, I think we're finally at a point where these tins, if you're buying them like by the case, I'm not talking about like going and buy them off the store shelves, but these are finally becoming a worthwhile product, and here is why. And we're going to go through and look at some of these, but there has been an increase in value for some of the cards enough to where you can open up a case of these and you have a pretty good shot at making your money back while also having a lot of extra products that I think are going to go up over time. So, I mean, let's just take a look at some of these. We've got Cashier Finrare has still been regularly between $25 and $30. And it's doing well, and there's no reason to suspect that it's going to cool off much in the foreseeable future. We also have here the Bestial Lubellion, which did go up to close to 30, which is what I sold one of mine for. But then there was a pretty steep cool down, but still holding good value, just north of the $20 mark. And then we are also looking at got Digital Druid's Worm. I think I pulled like 3 of these out of my case. They're sitting around 15, which is what I sold all mine for. Then there is Runic Tip. I think I snagged a couple of these. They're sitting around the $8 mark. Nokuru was out of my tins, but that is also another thing that you're going to want to look at here when we're talking about potential good value out of these tins. I got enough, and maybe I was lucky, but I don't think I was particularly lucky out of my tins. I think the odds are fairly good that you're going to be able, if you buy them in bulk like this, that you're going to be able to get your money back if you're willing to sell off the high dollar cards that I just went over, and then still have, you get your quarter century promo from every 10, and then all your other cards, which are likely to increase in value because right now there's not been enough of these tins being opened because people haven't been interested in these. Um, it's to the point where give these cards a little bit of time. You're going to start seeing value come from a lot of the lower value cards um, in the future, just because these particular printings aren't going to be in high supply. They're not going to be able to replenish themselves in the market as much. So, especially if you're looking at things like Exo Sisters or Runic, you're getting some of those cards. Um, those are ones that you could very well be getting some good value out of. So, keep that in mind. I I think the quarter century promos; those are all going to be things to keep an eye on in the future because you know the it you've got so many options there. It's hard to get a particular one. I think I pulled a couple doubles out of mine, and I think I got a double Exodia, double Red Eyes, double Black Rose Dragon. For the most part, I was getting single prints on those, and there's some I didn't grab. I didn't get a Stardust Dragon, which of course is the best one to pull. I thankfully picked up like five of those when they were sitting at like $5 a piece when the tins first came out. But those are product that are going to be in demand by the collectors, and there's not going to be any more with that 25th anniversary stamp where you've got that really great looking foiling, um, and then yeah, I mean there's a lot of good picks in this that yeah, because they're accessible in 10 right now, they might be a buck or two or less, but give them some time, let certain cards fall into popularity again, um, and you're gonna be making even more money. So I mean, right now, it may not be a bad idea to pick up a 10, turn around and sell what you need to get your money back, and just hold on for to those free cards, and yeah, you might have it might not be my investment. I mean, now I'm not a not someone that gives financial advice for a living by any means, and there are certainly risks to be taken with any time you're buying cardboard like this. You might get a really terrible case. You might not pull any Fenrirs. You might not pull any Lubellians. You might not pull any Druis worms. Or if you do, you might just pull one, or you might not get your money back. I mean, but I think you have a fairly good shot at doing that. And yeah, if you're buying on a case where they're coming out around $10 a piece or less, if you can get a good deal, hey, I mean, it's not the bad product anymore that it could be or was for a while. I'm also just looking at a few other cards that have been doing some things that I wanted to point out while we're here, not just talking about the tins. We're looking at super polymerization Starlight Rare. I did notice that pretty much all super polymerizations are right now are above $3. So they're all some money. The Starlight Rare is finally recovering. Of course, all Starlights took a pretty good hit a few or a couple months back, a few months back when Rarity Collection was announced. Of course, Super Poly wasn't one of the cards in Rarity Collection, but all Starlights took that hit because people lost faith in the value that were before they were perceived as something that value was just going to keep going up because you weren't going to be able to get those prints, and the longer those products that those Starlights were coming in were out of print, the harder these were going to get. Then Konami comes around and says, "Hey, we're going to give you quarter centuries, which are very similar." that tanked a lot of the prices of the Starlights. But I've been seeing quite a few Starlights starting to rebound here, and Super Poly being the ever important card that it is, has started going up on the rebound. I personally, that was another card I picked up on Black Friday because I thought, I was seeing that the Quarter Century and the Starlight were very close in value, and if people are paying that much for the Quarter Century, I thought, hey, Starlights are going to go up. I mean, even if they're close in appearance, people would rather have the Starlight than the Quarter Century. So I snagged a couple for I think 115, something like that, and they're sitting on my shelf right now. I think I'm going to hold on to them a little bit longer. I think there is room still for Super Poly Starlights to go up. Um, Unless they get hit on the ban list, I think, this is just such a good board breaking card that it's going to continue to uh, hold its popularity. So, yeah, I mean, if you've got the money to spend, I don't think I don't think it's a bad investment. Even at the price that it is, I think it's still got room to go up. Obviously, not as much room as what it had, but it might not be bad to grab. Then, of course, we've all been hearing about Chaos Angel. It's been doing some stuff here. Um, it had spiked up to above triple digits briefly, went back down, had been around, um, had been around 95, 90, dropped back down to um, around 80. So we just had a recent sell for 75. Um, it's going all over the place. Like it's basically people are seeing that it's up real high. Everybody's rushing to list their cards, so the price is going back down. People are getting eaten up, and I would not be surprised within a day or two to see this back up at 90, 95, because everybody's wanting to run Labyrinth or experiment with Labyrinth right now. Um, it's going to be very likely be a really strong deck in the coming format. Um, and Cyber Angel is very splashable and good in any deck that is running light and dark monsters. So, um, yeah, I don't anticipate this cooling off unless we get a reprint in one of these upcoming reprint sets. That is a risk. So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy Chaos Angels unless you are really needing them, because there's the upcoming reprint set, I think in February, maybe. Um, we might see a Chaos Angel reprint. Who knows? We might see a Starlight Chaos Angel or something like that that's going to drive down the price, or an Ultimate Rare. Or, I don't know. If yeah, I guess we're probably a little bit, um, before we're going to be possibly getting an ultimate rare, but we might get another secret rare printing or Quarter Century. Who knows what they're going to do? So there is a possibility we could see that reprint, but if we don't, I mean, there's a lot of decks needing 3 of this. So, I mean, let's make sure that we're not sleeping on this if you need it. Um, like I said, it's doing the roller coaster ride right now. So if you do need it, try to catch it on one of those days where it's a little bit lower. I mean, last night it was still like 95. Now we're selling them for 75. It'll probably be back up to 90s by tonight. Who knows? Um, but yeah, Chaos Angel really doing some stuff. And I just wanted to look at Snatch Deal. We got the original Magic Rulers going for around 25 for the near mints. Um, Maybe a little bit higher for some. Got the battle packs. That's just regular rare there. Um, got the Dark Beginnings that are doing about the same as the original Magic Rulers. Then we got Spell Rulers. We got the Worldwide Edition for Spell Ruler, sitting around 20, and then got the 25th anniversary sitting at the highest for 30. Um, I still don't know why Spell Ruler is more in demand. Like the newer copies are more in demand than um, the Magic Ruler ones. Is it just because do people think they look cleaner? I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me why it is the Spell Rulers are more in demand than the old time Magic Ruler ones. So if you can give me an answer for that, I would appreciate it. Then, of course, we can't do a market watch right now without talking about Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils, because that thing is going crazy. It is now beating out Little Knight as the top performer out of Age of Overlord, and that is really saying something. I mean, that's without talking about the Starlight rares. Um, about 130 a copy for this and for the key card in this engine. If you're running it, you need 3. That's really causing its price to blow up. Probably not going to have another reprint for of this for a while, unless Konami really starts feeling generous. So, I mean, if you're wanting to run this engine, maybe you'll dip down a little bit, maybe you'll get lucky, but just about a majority of the meta decks right now are going to be running these in 3, so you might just have to cough up the money if you're wanting to run this engine. And let's look at Imseti. Got the quarter century rare here. It's been consistently selling for around 140. It had been hovering around 150 the other day. I think that's where the 135 to 150 to 160 mark has been what I've been seeing it go back and forth between. But 140 probably probably consistently where it's been at most. But there is room for this to go up, I think. I mean, assuming that once tournament seasons start up and the new people get to test out decks in the new format, assuming that Horus performs the way a lot of people are expecting it to, it could really go up. It's obviously a crucial part of the deck. You need 3 of them. So it's not surprising that the quarter century is hitting this price point. Also want to look at the Seeker. I think I actually just closed out my window there. Oh well. Let me see here. Go back. Horus. City Glory of Horus. Here we go. We're looking at the secret rare now. And recent sales 72, 71, 72. Pretty consistent. I have been around 75, even up to 80, I think, the other day. But around 75, I think, is what you can expect to pay for a copy of this. I picked my 2 copies that, other than the quarter century that I have, that I'm trying to offload now. I picked mine up for like 30s. Knew that card could not stay at the price that it was. So even though I did want to play this engine, it's for me, it's gotten to the point where it's too much of a profit to pass up. So I'm going to be looking at some other things to do with my deck now. Unless these things cool off, I'll sell into the hype, and then maybe I'll rebuy them if they go dip below 50 again. But that's just what we're looking at there. And here's Guiding Quim again. I hate talking about this because I still feel really stupid for having sold this when it was at 20 fairly recently. But it is finally cooling down. I am feeling better about his. Some crazy person bought it for 75 today, but then 47, 54. I think we're looking around $50 for this card right now. So it has cooled down some, but it's seen a lot of use. Obviously, it showing up in the Bestial Runic deck that topped a few weeks back. Really sent this card into popularity, but I think that's starting to cool down a little bit. But this is another one that we really need a reprint for, and hopefully we aren't stuck waiting until August for it, because a lot of people are wanting to run this card in twos or threes, and a lot of people, including me, thought, okay, this is a branded card. This is the only reason you're really going to use it, because people haven't been running Dogmatica or anything like that, hardly. But now Dogmatica has been seeing some more use as well. So I mean, a lot of opportunities to get Quem put in there. And here we are. I've always got to talk about Superstar Slayer, Typhon, Sky Crisis, because you people are still sleeping on this card. Finally, it's starting to get some recognition as it's getting close up to the $30 mark. But as long as it's below 30s, I think you're still getting a good deal on this card. I think it's only got room to go up until it gets a reprint. Of course, it will obviously go down if it gets a reprint, but I think most likely it's going to do a Fenrir. If it does, it's going to dip down. You're going to see some good deals, and then it's going to be back to a $25, $30 card for the ultra rare. So I don't think it's a bad investment. I think a lot of people are looking to run more than one of these if their extra deck has the room for it. It's just all around an amazing card. I don't know what's taking people so long to catch on to how great this card is, but definitely don't sleep on Superstar Slayer Typhon. If you don't have one, grab one. That's my suggestion to you. Again, not a financial advisor, and this isn't even financial advice. It's just if you want to play the game, and you can possibly make room in your extra deck for at least one copy, I think you need to do it. And then, like I said, I was really glad I managed to snag an Effect Veiler with my Black Friday store credit and snag this for essentially 20. This has only shot up to 67, 68, 75. We just had a sale, and I see no reason for this to not keep climbing. Effect Veiler, had its Starlight, but other than that, it did not have a good rarity that was accessible for people. So people really want to pick up this Effect Veiler. I mean, now it's got more options, but this is the one that have people really excited. And I think in general, quarter century secret rares are going to be things that are just going to increase in value. If I had the extra money to just go and buy every quarter century secret rare, I would probably do it, because I think every single one of them is primed to go up in the future. I don't think there is a bad investment as far as a quarter century secret rare out of the rarity collection. Feel free to disagree with me. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. But I mean, when rarity collection goes away, we're not going to be seeing these again. And there's, that 25th anniversary stamp is not going to be something that you're going to be having recreated down the line. So if you got the spare money to invest in quarter century secret rares, might not be a bad idea, especially the ones that are consistently popular and meta relevant. And Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. This is the last time I expect to really be looking at this, because okay, what is this? Somebody paid $100 for a light play. That's probably money laundering. But obviously, we've got the reprint for this announced for February. We don't know what rarity. I mean, it could be a rarity that is a lot less appealing. So that's a risk that you're running if you are offloading these Photon Lords. But really, I think, now if you're hoping to offload them, I think that now is going to be the time. Of course, if you need them, you need them. If um, you know, if you, I mean, it's a card that can really make a big difference in a rank 8 deck. So if you are, um, yeah, if you think it's going to make or break your chances of winning coming up upcoming tournament over in the next few weeks, maybe that's worth it to you. Maybe it's worth it to you and not taking the risk of the reprint of this coming in like a super rare or something like that, and it's just you don't want to have to take that chance, and you want to make sure you have the good version. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is probably the last 2 or 3 weeks you're going to see um, Photon Lore at this price point, and of course we know what reprints do, and maybe it may of course it's going to dip depending on what rarity we see the new one come out in. Maybe maybe it bounces back to something similar. Excuse me. We don't really know, but right now that it is what it is, $65-$70 card roughly. And access code talker. Um, this card has been okay. Again, this is most likely not a mirror first edition, really, probably not English or something. You're seeing these where these have gone up, where they were in the 30s, and they've increased in value and starting to dip a little bit, but you are when you see this kind of pattern in the graph where it's its all-time high for a good while and starts to dip, there's probably going to be a resurgence, and you're probably going to be seeing it break 50, 55. And this all the versions of access code talk or even the gold rare are heading on up. This card fell out of favor for a while, but now that um, links are getting more popular, access code is easier to use to just all of a sudden win a game. So keep an eye on access code. This secret rare for Battles of Crystal's Revenge might be a good one to look at. Um, let's see what else. What other access code? Of course, Starlights are still fairly high. See, you got Maximum Gold Eldorado around 40. The original secret rare from Eternity Code, that's actually the one I would probably be looking at grabbing since this is the original and there's only a few bucks difference. Yeah, if I can get one of these for under 50, that's the way I would be looking. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover today. Of course, drop a comment, a like, subscribe. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break to deal with some personal stuff, but then I will be back. After a month or so, probably. So, yeah, hopefully, if you guys manage to stumble across my videos and hopefully we have a few more people to reach out to when I come back, and yeah, I'll hope that all of you guys have a good new year, and we'll see you when I am back at it. Everybody have a good one.